Hi, my name is Jean-Paul Toussaint. I'm here with Buddy Engineer. You should be receiving this stainless steel anaerobic pressurized vessel. Also, along with that, you'll be receiving an extra gasket, silicone gasket, and the quick attach stem to pressurize the system. I'm just going to walk through its basic steps. It's really simple. I'm just going to start off with taking off the tri-clamp, just like when you receive it. I just loosen it by hand. I only ever tighten it and loosen it by hand so we don't strip out any of the threads. If at some point you're having a difficult time keeping the system pressurized, probably should reapply silicone, which is what we use here, and I'll take you through that in just a little bit. And as another point, there's two other spots that could potentially leak. Now, we haven't had any problem with these, but it's here at the quick release, and as well as here at the valve tube. So, just to let you know, what we have used is Teflon tape. Now, if you believe that there's leaking here, the way to check is to apply a little soapy water at each of these spots once the system is pressurized. I don't foresee the need to do that, but just in case. Alright, so back to disassembling the system. So when we remove it, we see the top. Notice that there's a groove in here. The same groove is also on the vessel itself. That's where the gasket lies. That groove is what we have to apply the silicone grease to. So I'll just show you real quick how I apply the silicone grease. You can kind of see it's already greased up now, and the system should be ready to go when it arrives. But just to demonstrate quickly, I just rub a little bit of grease on my finger, and then I apply it within the groove.
You can use gloves or bare hands. It doesn't, as long as you do not have any particulates or any kind of sand that would create points pressing the gasket out. So it has to be clean, and you can use either gloved hands or bare hands. Works equally well.
And what you'll notice is I'm just filling it up, just filling that groove, but no more with the grease. Now,
and the same thing you would do on the lead side. You could see here it's all greased up. Same principle. Okay. So Jean-Paul, go ahead.
Alright, now to assemble the system, I place the gasket in the vessel itself. And I just kind of feel it by hand, and you'll see that it needs a little bit of pressing into that groove.
Yeah, make sure there is no bulging out, and this is a very flexible thing. Usually it doesn't have any problems with bulging out or anything.
And as I said earlier, try to keep this clean as best as you can. Any small dirt will potentially allow leak to occur. So once I place the top on, I kind of just feel around to make sure that the gasket is in its place. There's no bulge, that it's even.
And this should be easily possible within the anaerobic glove box. All you need is just careful placement of those parts and feeling with your fingers if it's all fit together without bulges. Okay.
Now, placing the tri-clamp on is simple. Place it tight on one side, and then use the hinge to bring it around. I use one hand, hold it tight, and use the other hand to bring it down. And then, like I said earlier, I only tighten by hand. Once tight, I'm going to use this quick connect, which, like I said, we were sending. I have the manifold open and the system ready to be pressurized.
So right now we're gonna be just inflating it with air, but of course for you it would be your manifold. We're gonna be inflating it to 200 kilopascals, which is 2 atmospheres. And now Jean-Paul is gonna, everything is open, but the stem prevents the gas from leaking. It is holding it tight, and now you could see how it is activated. So now
all I do is I pull back the valve, which allows me to insert. Now as soon as I start to insert the stem, I release, and you know that it's fully connected when it slides forward to its original position. Now I don't know if you can hear it, but the system is now being pressurized, and you can hear kind of a hissing noise while it's occurring. And it takes just a couple of minutes to let the system fully pressurize. And this would be the time that you'd have the final fine adjustment on the manifold to the exact pressure that you would want.
So now it reached the 200 kilopascals, and now it's your final pressure, and the hissing stopped. Okay.
All right. So now
we disconnect.
Just like that.
And the gas is sitting there. It's gonna be pressurized. As you've seen, within 10 days, it only loses pressure to 5%. Okay.
How to depressurize the system before you open up the vessel. Now it's very simple. I'm using the same quick connect stem that we did earlier. Now we have a system here that allows us to open up another valve
to drain the gas, right?
Allow a release of the pressure. Now, if you had to, you could always just disconnect it here and directly connect and allow it to go out. So like initially, I just pull back and I apply direct pressure.
Yes.
You can hear when the system is fully depressurized. As soon as that is occurred, you give it a few extra moments. Disconnect. Loosen the tri-clamp. Voila.
Yes. Yeah, make sure you depressurize it so that the lead doesn't jump at you, because that would be very dangerous if you loosen the clamp and you still have the pressure. We never tried, but we could expect that it wouldn't be very safe to do. All right, thank you, Jean-Paul. That was Buddy Engineer.